Well, this is the dumbest way I've ever fished a rattle trap. You quietly do something slightly different that gets you way more bites. And I'm over here like, I don't know what I'm casting in the same area with the same exact lure and I'm not catching them. Oh, well that makes sense. What's up guys, Benjamin Nowak here with the Smallmouth Experience, and I was just going through my hard drive and I found like 6 or 7 videos that never got posted. One with my buddy Caleb Bell, some with my buddy Alex Rudd, some fishing a hair jig for big pre-spawn smallmouth bass. Just a lot of videos that have really cool content that never made it to my channel. So these next like 4, 5, 6, 7 videos are all going to be videos from this past season, and I'm going to start in chronological order. Spring, summer, fall, all big smallmouth catches. All really cool videos that you guys are going to really want to see. A little backstory on this trip. My buddy Caleb Bell came up from Chickamauga area, Dayton, Tennessee, came up to fish with me, and it fits in kind of that early May time frame. So that's a little bit of backstory as to what's going on. Now let's dive into the video and you guys can see how we caught him. It is currently 4:45 in the a.m. and we are headed to a bucket list lake for many people across the country. It is Lake St. Clair. Lake St. Clair is one of those lakes that kind of everyone hears about. It's a famed smallmouth fishery. Tons of giant fish. Like a 97-pound 4-day tournament weighing bag was weighed in there last year at FLW. Kind of like one of those destination lakes for people that come from Tennessee, I think.
Yeah,
so
we have to do it.
We have to go down there.
Maybe we'll catch one.
We have to get down there and try to catch a big old giant bass, and Lake St. Clair's the way to do it. Let's go down there, try to battle some waves and catch some big ones.
Boom.
We're headed down there trying to catch Caleb's PB, maybe my PB, if everything works out right. I'll just show you guys some big old bass, so stay tuned. Let's go catch them. Well, we made it to St. Clair. Got our lunches handed to us. Theme of this week, driver into the dang ditch. Drove her in the ditch, tried to run out there, got about a quarter of the way to where we wanted to go, and we took one. We took two just as we were like idling to get out of this little harbor. Like,
yeah, we're both soaked.
It's rip roaring. There's probably 3.5, 4 footers out there, and
we're in the calm zone, watching 3 footers where we're at now.
Yeah, and water temp is 48 degrees. This is not safe, not smart. We're gonna take the boat out. We're gonna go somewhere else and try to catch some fish because
village is going again.
Ridiculous, guys. I just want to do a quick PSA for you. Like, I fish in some nasty stuff. I fish in like real nasty stuff. It is springtime. It's 42 degrees outside right now. I'm sure you guys can hear it. It is windy as sin, man. Like, there's a walleye boat, and they're getting their tails beat in right now trying to go out in this. Like, there are no fish worth this. No. Literally no fish worth this.
I feel about it. I still got my life jacket on. I'm soaked. And we didn't even get out to the really rough stuff, honestly. We got just to where the rough stuff began before we...
Dude, they're coming back.
Around. The walleye, the giant 21-foot Ranger deep V-hole fiberglass walleye boat that weighs about twice as much as Ben's boat has now turned around and realized what we realized very quickly.
Be safe, guys. Be smart. We'll catch you guys here in just a little bit. Well, boys, girls, or other, we are back out here, not on Lake St. Clair, fishing a body of water that is mega smallmouth. Hopefully we're going to catch one really soon to show off for you guys. Lake St. Clair, like we mentioned, was just too nasty, so instead we're out here trying to catch them.
Let's go get one.
Let's go get one. Yeah. Oh no. He's like coming down current. Can't tell yet. There he goes. Yeah, big, big, big. Woo!
Hey!
Whew, that fish is warm compared to the air. I'm telling you, boy. First fish of the day. Pretty old 3-pounder. Thanks, fish. That's cool. That was super cool. Dude, she was running with it before I even knew she was on. She was. I was trying to reel in a backlash.
Yeah, but I want to make sure everyone knows that, like this first box is the baseline box. The feedback you give us about the first box is what we're going to use to make the next box better.
Well, Caleb just caught 2. I just got off. Oh, he's hooked up again. I just got off a conference call. I'm casting. Where's your line?
I'm over
No.
here. You're on.
I
think you're on the line.
Yo,
What a pretty one.
what a good one, dude.
Dude.
4 for 4.
4 for 4. Oh, I lost mine, eh?
Can we go 5 for 5? God, is there more? That's so cool. Oh, there she goes. Gosh, that's so pretty. This fish fights so hard too. Thanks, fish. What a pretty little smallmouth. Bye. Yeah, hook's funny.
Where's your line?
That's what it was too.
I was like, fish, you're on it.
Biggin.
No way.
Yep. No, maybe it's just coming against the current.
Better than one guy catching over there.
Pretty, pretty fish. Dude, the power of a trap is so real in the spring. That's such a pretty fish. I love smallmouth so much. Look at that pretty, pretty, pretty smallmouth. Thanks, bud. It's funny, man, like how current affects where these fish are positioned. The last 3 days, well, the last 3 times I've been out here, these fish are positioned differently depending on the way the current's setting up. And like, oh, how did I not set the hook? But like, Caleb's a master of fishing the current because he does it back home. It's interesting to see how he picks it apart and how he changes and how these fish change with the direction of the current. And it's something I'm interested to learning a little bit about. Just got to spend more time on these current related fisheries and figure out how these fish like move around this same general area based on the way the current's pushing across it.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Oh my God, dude. I think so. I think so. So I'm not certain, but I think I just stepped and broke this rod, or in the handle. It's Caleb's trap rod, so he's gonna cast it out there and see if I broke it or if, I don't know. I don't think a 200-pound human with big rain boots are supposed to go stepping on fishing rods.
Oh, Billy, it looks like we got a stress crack on the blade. I'm not sure how that happened, but we're going to take a cast just to see what's going on here.
It's a manufacturer warranty. If it breaks, it's my own fault. How do you just flip a trap? You just tight line and go like this?
Tell you what.
How tactical talks like flipping a trap?
Check the underwater footage. That's how I imagine them getting their underwater footage is like mega slow. Boom, we've done that for years over there. We do it with a silver buddy too.
Like this?
Something like that.
How do you do it for real?
You literally just, you sit there and use the bow and flop it. Just like that. It's like slack line it. Oh my god, that's huge.
Dude, you just gotta flop it.
Man, I want to cry. That was a giant. Because there's no other way. It's
So you
not like
literally
I've
just
lost
put pressure on
85
it?
other fish. It's like slack, just like that.
It doesn't, no. That's, it's not flip-flopping. Oh my gosh, dude.
Is that the new technique, bro?
Evidently. Flip-flop and a trap in circles. That's a big one, dude. I was goofing around with Caleb. We've been talking about... Oh my. I'm trying to fight this big fish. Okay, Dirge, getting me in the net? No. Dirge, don't worry. No, I got it. I'm just gonna... Oh, I'll tell you guys why I'm laughing. We were joking about flipping a trap. And all you do basically is put pressure on the rod. It's something Tactical Bassin talks about. Caleb's done for a while. And he was doing it to show me. And when he was doing it, he got a bite. So I was goofing around doing it and I got this bite. I don't know what this is, a parasite. I'm gonna pick it off of him. I don't want it stuck to me. Yeah, it was panic. I'm gonna toss this fish back. Thanks, buddy. I really did think it was a joke. Yep. Dude.
Oh my gosh, it's a bacon.
I know. It's the same deal though. You gotta play euchre with the trap. When you do that, when you play euchre with it, and you flip it, or flop it, oh my! That's okay. You play euchre with it though, you can catch them. Just wants to be played with. Wow, dude, that was a big fish. Well, this is the dumbest way I've ever fished a rattle trap. Were you fishing it like this on?
Kind of.
It now makes sense why you had two hands on your rod.
Yeah.
You and Dirds. You guys are the worst. You and him do the same thing.
Quietly sit
You quietly do something slightly different that gets you way more bites. And I'm over here like, I don't know, I'm casting in the same area with the same exact lure and I'm not catching them. Oh, well that makes sense. Huh? Well, let me get into my explanation now. To flip a trap is what it's actually called. I call it euchre trap. I don't know why I should have called it poker trap, but whatever. The way you do it, cast it out, put two hands on your rod and literally just shake the slack. And all your trap's doing is coming up on tight line, flopping the other side. Coming up on tight line, flopping, flopping, flopping. So it's making noise down there. It's basically just maybe inching forward, but it's for the most part sitting in place. And you're just sliding that thing forward just a little bit, making noise, calling those fish in. Caleb equates it to fishing a shaky head. But you're just making a little bit of noise down there so those fish can kind of find it and come over and key in. Now this water is pretty dirty, but I'm fishing an LV500. It's a very loud bait. There's a lot of rattles in it, bigger ball bearings, and it's just calling those fish in from a longer ways. So coming over, looking at it, and then they just have to eat it. If you feel your bait get hung up in grass or whatever there might be on the bottom, you can kind of pop it free. And you can tell it's free because it vibrates again. And then just kind of go back to doing it. Those fish are crushing it. Well, everyone, I'm going to end the video right here. Just got ourselves some Chinese So we're gonna go inside, eat that, rejuvenate our bodies, and prepare for the warmth of tomorrow. We're gonna go out and try to catch some fish before we have to leave for Lake Chickamauga for the 6th FLW tour stop of the season. And my boy Caleb Bell is riding with me. That's actually the whole point of him coming up here, not to catch smallmouth, not to do anything. I had him up here only to catch a ride back with me to Lake Chickamauga. But we're gonna go out tomorrow. We're gonna try and catch some big old smallmouth, maybe some big old largemouth. We're gonna go out and catch a lot of big fish. Caught them in a really cool way today. That kind of flip-flop in a trap thing was totally new for me, totally different. We were actually goofing around, and I'm like, Caleb, how do you flop a trap? Like, how do you take a trap and tip it side to side?
Yeah.
And so he got to a point where he's like, watch this. This is all you do is you just tap the rod, almost like you're fishing a jig, like kind of just bouncing a jig. Just shake the slack, and what it does is it like picks it up, stands it up straight, and then flops to the other side, or flops to a side. And so it's rattling it along the bottom, causing those bearings or the rattles inside of it to kind of make noise, draws fish in. Even though it's just sitting there not doing a whole lot of anything, those fish come over, they find it, they see it, and they tag it, and they eat it. So
yeah, and then he ate it off the bottom.
Explain it a little bit more to me, like, when does this work best for you?
On really tough days, honestly, and especially if you kind of know where fish are. You know, when we were on Bel Air and we knew those fish were positioning along that ledge on a grass line there, so we knew about where the fish were. When I would get into that key strike zone, I would yo-yo it till I got there, and then that's when I would just drag it or just barely hop it like a small yo-yo, and then shake it in place. Then, you know, hop it again, shake it in place. And really what I'm doing when I do that, and same thing on that point today, is you're just keeping that bait in the strike zone. You're just holding it there longer. It's just like when you're reeling a spinner bait and you pause it right by a stump, or if you have a shaky head and you get next to a stump and you start just shaking it in place. It's the exact same concept. You're just holding it in the strike zone. You just end up getting more bites that way.
Yeah. So interesting way to fish it. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. This dude right here, Caleb Bell from Bass Quest, is going to answer all your questions for me because I don't know anything about bass fishing. No, kidding. But if you're not already, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that subscribe button for Caleb.
Yes, subscribe.
And as always, thank you guys for watching. Take care. Tight lines. God bless. Pursue your passion.